Homelessness is the crisis of our time in California, and we need an all-hands approach to solve it. Today, I'm going to tell you about some policies our local governments can adopt to help our unhoused neighbors find housing and prevent more people from losing their homes. I'll also tell you about the kinds of resources and services they can provide in partnership with community-based organizations to meet the greatest needs of our unhoused neighbors. I'm Dr. Flojaune Cofer, Senior Policy Director with Public Health Advocates. We bring a public health lens to some of the most pressing issues of our time by changing policies and norms, and addressing homelessness is one of our top priorities. One fundamental part of our work is bringing together a diverse group of experts, including formerly unhoused people and folks who provide services to our unhoused neighbors and work on policy change. The solutions I'll lay out in this video come from their recommendations. First things first, we need to build more housing, but especially low-income housing. The shortage of low-income housing is the main cause of our homelessness crisis, but it will take years at least to be able to make up for the decades of failure to create enough housing for everyone to have a place to live. So what else can cities and counties do right now to be able to help our unhoused neighbors? First, we can offer protected campsites with infrastructure, resources, and support. By that, I mean campsites where people go voluntarily or where they're already living. Give them the assurance that they can stay there and not be displaced by harmful sweeps. These sites must have access to food, water, and restrooms. They should also be close to public transportation and other critical service providers that can provide access to resources. Unhoused folks also need help getting ID cards and birth certificates and benefits like food stamps, as well as Social Security, housing vouchers, and transportation vouchers. Access to clean clothing, laundry services, and definitely showers. And they need services that validate their self-worth and create opportunities, such as mental health therapy, educational services, and employment resources. We can also offer safe parking spaces for our neighbors who live in vehicles, with all the same kinds of resources and support I just went over. We need spaces for operable vehicles and for inoperable vehicles, and access to mechanics to help get those vehicles running again. What we can do for people on the brink of homelessness is strengthen tenant protection laws. We can partner with legal aid groups that help folks facing illegal eviction attempts. And we can fund community-based organizations, especially those led by and serving people of color, who can provide crisis intervention services in culturally responsive ways. We can also expand rental assistance programs and guaranteed income programs so that we can help people cover their most important expenses. These are the things our city and county governments can do. All of these services and partnerships can be paid for using the American Rescue Plan Act funds. This money is meant to address the unequal health and economic impacts of the pandemic. Unhoused people and people on the brink of losing their housing are among the groups most impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. They're the ones who really need this money and the services this money can fund. So tell your local elected officials to use their remaining COVID relief funds toward these policies, resources, and services. And here they are one more time in a nutshell. Protect the encampments with infrastructure, resources, and support. Provide safe parking sites with the same infrastructure, resources, and support. And engage in homeless prevention services and stronger tenant protection laws. Learn more about these solutions at unhoused.org and tell your local elected officials to adopt them. We really want to thank you for standing with our unhoused neighbors at this critical time when we need all hands.